Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will continue with our first unit, which is titled Big Changes. Our lesson today is a writing lesson. In your books, page 14 and 15. All you need for the lesson today is your books, page 14 and 15 for the writing lesson, a sheet of paper and a pen, and you're definitely going to need it for writing. Let's get started with the homework. Yesterday's lesson was a reading lesson and on page 13, and you had a homework which was on page 13. Look again at the text, list 5 of the planned developments. Come up with any of the developments from the text, the article that we have read together. What are they? For me, I have found many. These are some. Muslims from around the world can visit the holy sites in Mecca and Medina. Encourage investment from other countries and international businesses. Trade and transport to and from our country. We will be an international hub, link, and center. Support young people in finding jobs and training. So we have made a connection between education and economy. Develop and diversify. Diversify means like many. Diversity. Diversify the economy to create job opportunities, chances. Apply efficiency and responsibility at all levels of government. The government services. Transparency, clear. Prepare the right environment for citizens, businesses, and society to be responsible and take the initiative in facing challenges and seizing opportunities. So all of them are about preparing the young generation. Okay, let's get started. In our lesson today, the writing lesson, by the end of today's lesson, you will be able to use capital letters correctly. How and when to use capital letters. Take notes on a written text. So you're going to read the text and take notes. Write an essay about an important change. By the end, you will be able to write your own ideas, and the whole thing is about the idea of change. Ready? Let's get started. At the beginning in here, let's read this short text together. On September 23rd, 1932, King Abdulaziz established the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as an independent country with Arabic as the national language and the Holy Quran as its constitution. Now I want you to look back again and highlight, underline, or circle the capital letters. Let's circle them together. At the beginning, we have on, and we have the S in September. King Abdulaziz, the K and the A. Then the second line, we're having Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, here and there. Then Arabic, the A in Arabic. And we're having also Holy Quran. Let's take them one by one. Why all the letters in small? However, these are in capital letters. Do you have any ideas? I believe because we want to highlight these much more. So, on, because it is the first word in the sentence. September is a name, so a name of a month, you will use capital. King Abdulaziz, it's a name, title and a name. So we write it in capital. Also, the name of the language, Arabic. Anything that you believe that you want to highlight, always use it and start it with a capital letter. Never forget to write your name always in capital. Start your name in capital because you are an important one. So, to make it easier for you, I want you to remember you will capitalize M, I, N, T, and S. What is the M? What does the M stand for? it stands for months and days. October, November, September, or a day, Monday, Sunday, because they are actually names. Any name of a month or a day, it will be in capital. Also, the I stands for the pronoun I. Whenever you're speaking about yourself, never use I, even if it comes in the middle of the sentence. Always I, as if you were telling me, I am an important person. Then N. N stands for names. Ahmed, Ali, Sarah, any name. A name of a street, a name of a language, a country. Like here, Jeddah, the name of the city. J, capital. Oman, capital O, country. Nile, the name of the river. Capital N, the name of the street. You will write them in capital letters. Then the T stands for titles. Like this unit, the title for this unit, big changes. Notice the unit is about big changes. King Abdulaziz. Abdulaziz is the name, so capital A, and King, the title, so it will be in capital. One more, how about the S? The S stands for start of the sentence. Always after the full stop, you will use a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so capitalization is easy. Notice C in capital at the beginning of the sentence, after the full stop or at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so these they are. Now let's look into your books, page 14, and now you will write again the sentences in using capitals. So you will look which word in this sentence, all of them are in small letters. I want you to change the things that are required to be in capital into capital letters. Jack decided to fly to New York next Monday. So which word should be in capital? Jack, it is a name at the beginning of the sentence. New York, because it's a name of a city, just like Riyadh. Monday, it's a name of a city, of a day. So, Jack, New York, and Monday. My brother has never been to Dubai. Which words are supposed to be in capital? So, my brother, because it comes at the beginning of the sentence, start of a sentence, and Dubai, because it's a name of a city. My and Dubai. Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. Which ones are supposed to be in capital? Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So capital R, capital S and A. The telephone was invented by Graham Bell. We will start with the at the beginning of the sentence and Graham Bell because it's a name. So capital T, G, and B. Africa is an amazing continent. So here we're going to change Africa because it is a name of a continent plus at the beginning of the sentence. Capital A. We usually go shopping on Thursday evening. We and Thursday. Capital W, it comes at the beginning of the sentence. Thursday because it's a name of a day. A lot of people go away in August. Which ones? A, the A in a lot, and August. So capital A at the beginning of the sentence. August, a name of the month. Lake Huron in North America is one of the largest lakes I have ever seen. Lake Huron, and we're having also North Africa. So Lake Huron, lake because it is at the beginning of the sentence. Huron because it's a name. North America is a name as well. And I want you to notice here that this one, the pronoun I, is always in capital. Okay, so these they are an easy one. Now let's go to the same page, page 14. I want you to ask yourself, how do most people communicate nowadays, these days, today? Remember the last time you communicate or contact your friend or a sister or brother. How did you communicate, contact them, call them? They are not in the same house, they are away, and they live in another place, maybe in another country as well. How do you communicate with them? Do you call them? What do you use? People nowadays, they use social media, they call, they text, so we are always using a media, which is the internet. How do you communicate with your friends and relatives? Your friend from school, or a relative, an uncle or an aunt. Maybe friends, I will use texting. However, for my relatives, for my cousin, I will call her. It depends on you. This is something personal. What is your favorite way to communicate? If it is my choice, the best way that I will do is texting. How about you? Do you prefer texting or calling? So, cell phones, emails, social networks, blogs, video calls, and online chat. Choose any one of these and ask yourself, which one is your favorite? For me, I would tell that I prefer texting. It is easier, convenient. I can text anyone at any time and then can reply at the time that they want. Do you prefer video calls or do you prefer social networks? Just find a reason and justify why would you like this rather than that. Okay? Now I want you to listen on page 14. We're having a short text. I want you to listen to it while you are tracing. Try to read while you're listening. And you are going to come up with one answer for a question. What is the main idea in here? What is the text about? Is it about communication? Is it? You check, listen, and tell. Let's listen.
How the Internet has changed the world. It all started in 1969 when Klein, one of Professor Kleinrock's students in L.A., tried to log in remotely to a machine in Stanford. In 1990, Tim Berners-Lee and Robert Dalioux introduced the World Wide Web. About 26 years later, 16 million people were online, and email was taking over. Today there are more than 4.5 billion users. Email, instant messaging, and video calls connect people across the globe. Social networks allow people to communicate with a large number of friends and information is accessible to everyone online. All you need to do is Google a few keywords and you get numerous sites and documents. E-learning has made it possible for people to attend courses online and obtain academic and professional qualifications.
So, what is the main idea that we've got in here? The whole text from the beginning until the end. General idea. It is about the internet. At the beginning they spoke about the history, how it all started. Then we're having the application for communication with other people, to get information, and the last one, which we are using today, is education, learning. So this is the main idea, speaking about the internet and application. How do we use it? Do we use it? We use it in education and learning and for information and for communication. Okay? Now, I want you to listen one more time, and this time you're going to fill out this table. We're going to speak about communication. This is the first column, about the changes in education and the changes in information. For each one of them, each one is in one paragraph. The facts that caused or initiated the change. At the beginning, the history. The history of this one. Advantages. Here we're going to speak about the positive side, the good things about communicating using the internet, communicating using the education, the internet and education, and the internet and information. How about the disadvantages? The negative side. You can come up with your own answer. And also, situation in the past. How was it in the past before the internet? How would you communicate? How would we learn? We don't have internet, and how do we exchange information? Let's listen this time, and you are supposed to fill here one column at a time: communication, education, and information. Let's get started.
How the Internet has changed the world. It all started in 1969 when Klein, one of Professor Kleinrock's students in LA, tried to log in remotely to a machine in Stanford. In 1990, Tim Berners-Lee and Robert Dalioux introduced the World Wide Web. About 26 years later, 16 million people were online, and email was taking over. Today there are more than 4.5 billion users. Email, instant messaging, and video calls connect people across the globe. Social networks allow people to communicate with a large number of friends, and information is accessible to everyone online. All you need to do is Google a few keywords and you get numerous sites and documents. E-learning has made it possible for people to attend courses online and obtain academic and professional qualifications.
Okay, so here we will start with communication. What is communication? The idea of to contact with others. Imagine that you have a friend in the city. How would you communicate? Okay, this is the idea of communication. Facts that caused or initiated the change. Here in 1990, the World Wide Web was introduced. You can come up with any sentence from the first paragraph. You can speak about King Klein. Okay, so these they are. Then advantages of communication using the internet. What is the thing that you like the most about communication using the internet? For me, I like that it connects people. Those people who are far away, it brings them closer to us. How about everything is having a negative side? What is the negative side for communication using the internet? Social disconnection. What is social disconnection? Sometimes those people who are with you within the same room are communicating with other people. So we are not connecting with each other. We are connecting with those people who are away from us, and not with those, our parents or our siblings within the same house. How about the situation in the past? Let's imagine no internet in the past. Before the internet, how would people communicate? So they will have to communicate face to face. You have to meet them, knock at their door, so you can tell them this or that. Letters as well, handwritten letters. Another topic is the idea of education. What was mentioned about education? The history, e-learning. They're speaking about e-learning. E-learning, electronic learning. Learning, just like you are watching a video online to learn. How about the advantages of education through the internet? It is that we are using online courses. Education now is much more easier than in the past. I can take any information from anyone, whether he is overseas, within the same country, without even having to go out. How about the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages? Things that you don't like about learning online. Like no chance to meet friends. All you do is just to learn. You have to focus. No, there is no chance that you will meet a colleague, ask a question here or there. How about the situation in the past? Before the internet, education was about only physical presence, whether you will go to school, otherwise no learning. How about the idea of exchanging information? Maybe I need to find information about global warming. And they are speaking about it's accessible to all. They mentioned something. Everyone is having the chance. We are equal. Everyone can have the chance to get the information, whether me, you, or our friend. Everyone is having the chance to do this. The advantages, it saves time. Yes, I totally agree. All you need is just to Google global warming. Then I will find all the information from all over the world. I don't have to drive to the library or to read a book. However, the drawback or the disadvantage is the quality of the information. You can never trust everything that you can find online. Sometimes these information are not trustworthy. How about the situation in the past, before the internet? How would people find information? In the past, it was consuming and costly. It consumes time and money. You have to go to the library or ask someone, find someone who would know the information. So now it is much more easier. Okay? Now on your book's page 15, I want you to think about an event that has brought about major changes. Make notes in the chart that I will show you about the event and the impact it has had on your country. What are the things that have made major changes, whether in our country or the whole world, on you yourself? I can think about the idea of Vision 2030. It's having an effect or an impact on our lives. Also, the internet, it has changed our lives. And also, the unification of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, 1932. You can refer to the discussion lesson. And the idea of the pandemic or the coronavirus. These are events that they have positive or negative effect on our lives. Now I wanted to choose one of these, and we are going to fill out this one. What was the event? For me, the impact number one, I would say the unification of Saudi Arabia. I would love to speak about it. Then, when or where did it happen? The date, time, in 1932, September 23rd, 1932. Did the event have a positive or a negative impact on your country or on you? The unification, one country, so it has a positive impact on us. Let's think about another one. We can speak about the second one. We can speak about Vision 2030. How about when did it start? Which year? In 2016. It was launched and started. Then, does it have a positive or a negative impact? It is definitely having a positive impact on our lives as Saudis. One thing that is very interesting, and I believe that you all think about it, is the idea of COVID-19. COVID-19, it started spreading in 2019. That's why it's COVID-19. Does it have a positive or negative impact? We can speak about the negative impact or the things that were negative. And from this table, you can choose one, whether COVID-19, Vision 2030, or the unification of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and start writing your own paragraph. Okay? So this one is going to be your homework. Use the information that you put in the chart to write a short discursive essay about the event and the impact on your country. Maybe you want to speak about moving from intermediate into secondary school. Any change that you have been through. Okay, just write it in a very short paragraph, 3 to 4 sentences. I guess that is it for our lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.